Yep, Hawk and Carlton here, back with a new video montage for you guys. A few little video clips and pieces put together over the past couple of weeks from trips that I've been taking around northern Colorado. Hope you guys enjoy.
So we're out here road cruising, and our first snake of the day is this absolutely beautiful little red-sided garter snake, Thamnophis sertalis paritalis. We got really lucky too, because the car went right over him and he was hiding right behind the back wheel when we finally found him here. But if we zoom in, he's got these absolutely beautiful red colors developing on his sides. Not quite as bright as some of the ones that I've seen in Kansas, but a lot brighter than most of the ones I'm used to here in Colorado. These guys will get a fair bit bigger, between 3 and 4 feet at maximum size. And they're one of the 3 species that we have here in northern Colorado. Out on the plains, we have these guys and the plains garter snakes, which you can tell apart by these guys have this kind of cream tannish stripe down their back. Plains garter snakes usually have a more orange stripe. And of course, most plains garter snakes do not have that bright red color along their sides, although a rare handful do, so that's not always reliable. Whoops. These guys are primarily fish and amphibian eaters. They will also go after small rodents at times. And a lot of people don't realize garter snakes are actually a rear-fanged venomous snake, but because their venom is designed to stun their actual prey, fish and frogs and things like that, and it's fairly mild, just enough to actually stun those guys, it won't really do much to people, so they're still considered entirely harmless. So we'll get a few photos of this guy and then we'll release him back across the road here.
The red-sided garter snake is one of the most widespread of the common garter snake, or Thamnophis sertalis subspecies, ranging throughout the Midwest and even up as far north into Canada into the northwestern territories. Throughout this range, they're an extremely highly variable subspecies. Some places bright red, other places they may not show any red at all. Sometimes you might find these animals right alongside each other in the same population. And right as I was letting this guy go, an adorable little Woodhouse's toad showed up right alongside the road as well, so we stopped to get a couple of photos of him too before moving on, until later that night, much later that night, we started finding some other interesting creatures.
Alright, so we've finally found out here the Great Plains toad that I've been looking for so long. Close relative of the Woodhouse's toad, but a few of the differences that you can see are these guys have much larger blotches that kind of run across their sides, not as notable little spots. They're not as common as the Woodhouse's toads, so I'm really happy that I finally found one. You can see they've just kind of got this lovely mottling all across their back here. And he's, or she's, chirping away, trying to get me, let him go. And we certainly will in a second here, after we get a couple photos. Lovely little guy.
Along with the differences in color, you can tell apart the Woodhouse's toad, Anaxyrus woodhousei, from the Great Plains toad, Anaxyrus cognatus, by the Great Plains toad has more rounded parotid glands sitting right behind the eyes. Those are the glands that actually contain the poison that these guys use for defense. And the Great Plains toad also has an enlarged bump, or what's called a boss, on the tip of their nose. It looks kind of like a shield that the Woodhouse's toads will not have.
Alright. We've got a second Great Plains toad, a little bit larger than the last one, and caked in dirt, which means he's probably just come out from the field that's getting watered over there. Got a pretty good example of all those dark blotches that set these guys apart from the Woodhouses. Kind of a nice green shade to a lot of them too, which if I can get him to turn so we can see his side a little bit there. Gets really light down on the sides. So he's got some really good contrast. Alright.
And this guy obviously was a whole lot more cooperative when it came to filming than the first one was too. Perfectly content to just sit on my hands. Now, unfortunately, we didn't find anything else that night that I was able to video, although we did have a fox cross the road at one point. But moving forward, a couple nights later, I went out with another friend to hopefully find some other things, and we did come across a few reptiles this time.
We got ourselves a little bull snake, and he's all puffing up, showing off for the camera here. Hey you, you're okay. Let's get you up off the road here. Beautiful little bull snake, probably born maybe either last year or the year before. Just starting to get his adult colors coming in. That nice red color from that I often see in the animals around here.
The entire road's clear, we should still be good.
All right, we'll get some photos of this guy.
Oh, of course.
And then get him off the road.
And this uncooperative little monster turned out to be the first wild bull snake that I would ever actually get a bite from. Whether or not he actually meant to bite or he just happened to kind of tag me with one tooth as he was bluff striking, I never know. But he never calmed down, so we just got a few photos and quickly got him off the road so nobody else would end up running him over.
Just making sure to get out of the way.
We got our prairie rattlesnake tonight. Just a little guy. See if I can get...
Okay, we should be clear on the road now.
Good. All right, so this is just a little one. He's been rattling a little bit. He's not rattling unless I move and try and mess with him, though. Good example of how these guys only react defensively. Absolutely beautiful guy. He doesn't have a lot of green on him, but he's got a nice kind of stripe almost looking pattern. And a very dark spot right at the base of the rattle.
Tail's twitching a little bit, but overall has calmed down.
You can see him flattening against the road. He's trying to soak up some of the heat from there, and also at the same time trying to look bigger, like I am big, I am scary, stay away. So, since we got trucks coming across this road, we'll try and make sure
Hello, buddy.
we get him off somewhere safe. He was crossing over the other direction, so we'll put him in that direction so that we don't mess up his travel plans for the night.
While we were taking photos, this rattlesnake decided to demonstrate their habit of often holding their tongue out to collect increased amounts of scent particles, rather than just flicking their tongue. Instead, they actually just simply hold it out into the air. And also decided to demonstrate that even though they will often set up in defensive positions, the standard S shape to strike, sometimes they will also go into a more shy defensive tactic, like hiding their head under their coils, as seen in the last photo.
Friend's gone and pissed him off, so now he's facing the other direction.
I'm good at pissing people off.
And snakes, apparently. You're okay, dude. Let's get you off the road now, okay?
There. Okay, I'm happy.
Got ourselves a Woodhouse's toad. Our usual classic. Sitting out here on the road. We'll get him moved off shortly here. And we have a second Woodhouse's toad. He is very much a runaway. He's been going. There he goes. Let's see if we can follow him.
We're giving him exercise. Clearly that's what's happening. Another heart attack.
Yeah, we'll get him, maybe push him that way off the road, actually. The direction he was kind of going. Come on. Off the road he goes. Bye-bye. There's one funky looking grasshopper. I don't think I've ever seen one quite this color before. Alright, we might have...
He's alive.
Yep. We've got ourselves a box turtle out here. It's the only native terrestrial turtle in Colorado. It's a cute little guy. The ants bothering him a little bit. It's just hanging out on the side of the pathway here. You can see all the different ornate markings on top. That's where you get the name ornate box turtle. There's a couple of different species that live in North America. Each of them has a slightly different pattern and inhabits a slightly different range. These guys are found out throughout the plains. We have other species that are found down in Florida, along the plains of the East Coast. So we'll get a few more photos of this guy, and then see if we can't get him to scoot off the path where he's a little safer. Getting him set off the path. He's just kind of ready to go. There you go. You're fine. Just kind of puffing away. Well, you were ready to go. You're just going to sit there now? Alright.
Of course, had I been paying attention while I was taking these photos, I would have been referring to the turtle as a her, not a him. Because if you look at the bottom of the shell here on the plastron, the undersurface, you can see that it's actually convex rather than concave. Males will have a concave plastron so that they actually fit on top of the female when they're breeding. Females have the convex plastron curving outward so that they have room to hold on to eggs.
They're going to jump out the moment that I open my hand, so I've got the video running already. We've got a couple of baby Woodhouse's toads that are right here. Aren't they adorable? There goes one. Okay, up, and there he goes. And away they go.
And it always seems, no matter when or where I go out, the nights are always finished up by finding more toads. However, this night we were actually spotting a lot of little rodents running around, so for our last clip for this video, some of the mice that live out in the fields.
Little video. Some sort of little rodent off the road here. There's actually a couple of them out here, jumping around. Here he goes. You can follow him. He's not moving now. Alright, we'll leave him.
And that's all that I've got for this video montage. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, if you guys do like material like this, please consider becoming a supporter on our Patreon account. Links will be down below in the description. I could really use more than just the one supporter that I've got right now, because in order to make blogs and videos like this, travel around to get film and footage for things like this, it does take gas, it takes money, so all the support that I can get is appreciated. As always, you can find out more at the website, carltoncarnivores.com. If you have questions, you can always leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe also so you don't miss anything coming up in the future. If you have other questions, if you want to see more photos, videos, etc., you can find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, I'm Hawk and Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores.